What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. I've got a video coming up about something else in this update that I was rather insulted by, but I did want to touch on the fact that EA Sports has came out and addressed some of the gameplay issues that, again, plague this game year in and year out. And this is what they focus on to make the game better. An issue with touchdown celebrations, having the ball in the wrong hand. They also have an animation where they had the defender in the neutral zone causing an offsides penalty. A fidget animation was causing this. Pre-snap animations causing issues. They also discussed that they had fixed an issue that was penalizing defenders while attempting to catch tip passes in traffic. Again, this is an animation-based issue. And of course, general stability improvements. GSI, what EA is certainly known for. Anytime they don't do anything to actually make the game better, they can always throw GSI in our face, and we can pretend that they actually did more than they actually had. Face of the franchise updates, they have an issue where they were preventing the Player of the Week legacy goal from being completed. That's right, when you won an award, the game didn't recognize it, and a typo in the name Shot Play Concept Drill. So here we are, it's January, and we're fixing typos and the simplistic programming of did a goal become achieved? If yes, provide award. But here's the moment we've all been waiting for, the franchise mode update. Our team is continuing to work on the franchise cloud save issue from 12/18. That's right, we're going on over a month by the time this is resolved. It's only a 12-month process of this game. Most people only find this game playable during the NFL season, so this is more and more derailing people from having this game experience they want. That, many of them paid to pre-order and have the ability to play. Further analysis has determined that this issue affected around 2% of all leagues. 2% of all leagues. That's a pretty significant number if you put into account that there are hundreds of thousands of leagues. And then, of course, the team has made progress in restoring backups, and they're targeting early next week to restore the leagues that could be recovered. However, the current recommendation is for players to start a new league. Not all leagues are recoverable. So let me make sure I understand. You're telling me that 98% of people aren't going to be impacted by this, right? That's the reverse math. If 2% were affected, then 98% weren't. But you're telling everyone to go start a new league because not everything is going to be recoverable? That seems like you're covering yourself just a little bit there. That seems a bit much. If 98% of people aren't impacted, why aren't you telling everyone to wait? So I understand that I said in the scope of things, any consumer that's, wronged by a gaming company is important. But if you're telling me that only 2 out of every 100 people were impacted by this, that's still a lot, in my opinion, for people paying for a product and an experience, then why are you telling the other 98 people that they need to go start a new league? EA, that doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. They go on and they talk about some authenticity updates, which is really just putting in player scans, fixing logos on gloves, presentation updates, UI updates. The reality is we've got a game here that is unequivocally broken. We've got a company that, as I said, I've got a video coming up later that will prove to you beyond the shadow of a doubt. They are focusing on only one thing, and that's how they appear outward, how they are public-facing, what they look like to the community and the NFL outside of the gamers. Because anyone that's bought this game or played this game knows they don't care about us as a customer. Look no further than the fact that they've had the franchise mode that this game was built on. I understand that today Madden Ultimate Team has taken over, and to be fair, Ultimate Team game modes have taken over a lot of games. I'll just give you an example with myself. I play Diamond Dynasty and MLB The Show more than I play other modes because it's a fast game. I pick it up, I enjoy it, I play it, and I'm done. I'm not at the same point that I used to be 5 or 10 years ago where I can sit here and theoretically invest hours and hours into gaming. If I wanted to, franchise mode in MLB The Show, Franchise Mode, and Access Football are going to be great options for me, but I just don't do it anymore. What I want is a quick gameplay experience that lets me feel like I'm achieving something, let me feel like I'm working towards a goal, lets me play with the players that I have, that I like. I'm a huge Cedric Mullins fan, so the fact that MLB The Show has, 95, 99 overall Cedric Mullins, I can go crank out home runs, steal bases left and right all day. That's fun to me, right? That's fun to me. Not so much going in and grinding out hours and hours and hours of gameplay like I might have to do with Madden Ultimate Team to get that 99 overall card, or like I might have to do to go out and build a franchise in Madden only to have everything seemingly disappear. And the fact that they're sitting here unabashedly saying we're targeting next week. Next week's a holiday, by the way, on Monday for most people. So do we really think you're going to be rolling this out on a holiday? Probably not. It's going to take you over a month to fix a game. We are literally going to go into the NFL playoffs, wild card weekend, and people, the only recourse you're going to have with the only NFL simulation football game is to go start a new league. I don't understand how this is acceptable. Not when you look at the marketplace and sports titles are going above and beyond, exceeding every expectation, right? That's what I think we take for granted. Other sports titles are going out and shattering the expectation the gamer has. They're doing things that we didn't know were possible, right? I talk about MLB The Show a lot, but the reality is it's impressive. When you can look at a full slate of games, one day to the next, replicate it to the T, down to the roster, down to the weather, down to the time. You can go play any game in last year's season and have an accurate representation of that game. EA Sports is nowhere near that, and there's significantly less games, and I think we also take for granted much more significantly less roster changes. Without injuries, most NFL rosters stay consistent throughout the whole season. You're not having a quarterback change, right? Unless there's an injury. In baseball, you're having a pitching change just about every day. You're having players come in and out as utility just about 2 to 3 times a week. There's so much more to do in other sports than football. EA has the least work to do from a franchise standpoint, in my opinion, in terms of making the game realistic, and they're doing the absolute least they can. That's why we have products like Access Football doing more than them. That's why we have games, hopefully, like Maximum Football coming out that are going to make Madden look embarrassed. I say might because, to be fair, the prior Dynasty mode of Maximum Football before it got bought by Modus was pretty much deeper than anything EA had offered in years. And yet here we are, the casual gamer looks at the only football game in the marketplace as Madden. They put out an incomplete product they struggle to fix the entire year. They put the onus on the gamer to restart all their time and effort and energy they've already put in to a franchise mode. Why? Because they can't fix it. If you're paying for this game and you're paying to have access to go online, they should back up every single file you have on the cloud. They have backed up for you so that you don't run the risk of losing these saves. And the fact that they're just content with people spending hours and hours and hours playing their game only to have it wiped away with the marginalization of it's only 2%, that's astonishing to me. People that invest this much time, and keep in mind with leagues, those 2% of people could account for 16 people, 32 people in a league. All it takes is one. So now you're dramatically increasing that number. That's what I was speaking about before. But at the same time, the fact that they're telling everyone to start over is very telling to me. They have no quality control. They have no idea what they're doing. And they put the onus on the gamer to make right with them. And honestly, at some point, I think the NFL needs to stand up, take notice of what's going on here, and say, listen, we're going to give somebody else an opportunity because you've absolutely beyond dropped the ball, and now you can't even pick it back up. Love to know your thoughts on this. Appreciate you checking this out. When they can't get their franchise fixed in over a month, there is no way that I can't sit here and tell you that I will be back in the week when EA fixes their game with more commentary.